So a few months back, Pentel released this pen. It's called the Floatune, and it's a liquid rollerball. It's a pretty strange release for 2024 because these pens have largely fallen out of fashion, with people really just opting more towards gel pens and less towards these sort of old school rollerballs. Another strange thing about it was when it came out, Pentel released it in this 0.8mm size, which is not really common. Usually you would see these in 0.5, 0.7, and 1.0mm sizes. And that's if they even do a full range. More commonly, it might be only in a 0.7 or only in a 0.5 and 0.7. Pentel went for the uncommon 0.8mm. Sometimes the European companies use 0.6. Again, rarely you would see 0.8mm. And then a few weeks ago, I'm not sure exactly when, it wasn't announced, all of a sudden it became available. They came out with this. This is the Floatune in a 1.0mm size. So this is available now on Amazon. I bought it in the red just to differentiate between the other size, which I have in the black. And also for the red was oddly cheaper than the other colors on Amazon, so save some money there. But I wanted to do a quick video about this Floatune in the 1.0mm size, just frankly because I've been using it a fair bit. And again, it's frankly kind of interesting just to see a new capped liquid rollerball get released in 2024. Start off with, this is the Floatune in 0.8mm. It's a nice, wet, smooth rollerball. Again, it's very kind of old school rollerball, kind of like a Univision or something like that from back in the day. Really nice color saturation, smooth line, good coverage, and it has that, you know, it just always keeps up with you. Quite nice there. Now we have, this is the 1.0mm version. So this is the you can see, again, really nice color saturation, bolder line, even in the red, which is typically like, you know, less contrast to the white background of the page, but also just like less pop off the page than the black. You could still see it, it's really well defined. That 1.0 looks like it's starting to do a little bit of sort of railroading there, where the color is looking a little bit less saturated in the middle, just kind of like right around there if we're going to be splitting hairs. And this is like a copy style paper, so absorption should be really good. Again, this one really keeps up really well. So if you love just like crossing stuff out with your rollerball and you buy one of these 1.0s in a black, it's a really nice way to go, but it's good for underlining and stuff like that. I have some reference 1.0mm pens here as well. Here's an S-Gel. It's pretty popular in that larger size, but it's, you know, you'd see it more commonly in 0.7. And of course, the Pilot Precise V10 RT, which is one of the boldest rollerballs available. V10s put out a lot of ink, and they're just a lot of fun to use if you're looking for that sort of fountain pen experience. Okay, do that Sharpie first. And not all of these Sharpies, like I said, are 1.0mm. So if you are buying them, you got to shop around and make sure you're getting the bold. Not quite as wet, not quite as smooth as the Floatune, but it's a nice writer. I actually like these 1.0mm Sharpies a lot. They have a good color and they're pretty affordable. They're easy to find. I would compare this in width closer to the 0.8mm than it is to the 1.0. Now we have that Pilot V10. Again, this is the Precise V10 RT, but they sell the V10 in a few different varieties, and they're all basically the same. The main thing with this one is that you're using that needle tip as opposed to a standard tip like you have right here. Definitely broader. Kind of like you can see the color is a little bit, I don't know, greener, not quite as blue or navy as the Sharpie. So kind of a duller color and definitely wetter. Kind of like more like the 1.0mm of the Floatune, probably even more so once you see that ink really sort of spread. And maybe it's just a thinner ink. It's hard to say, but this one's putting down a lot of ink on the page, and it's a very, very bold line. So compare it right to that Floatune. Last up, we have the Uni-bell Eye. And again, this is basically a vision. The eye is just a kind of different variant of it, maybe the European variant, I can't quite remember, but it is in that broad size, which is the 1.0mm equivalent. This is another one that's quite wet, more along the lines of the precise V10. These are the ones that when you put them on the page, you could just watch them sort of bleed through as that liquid ink sort of is absorbed up in the paper. So not quite as wet as that precise, but pretty close. And we'll have the eye. And now we'll do the Floatune. And now the V10. I will say that the Floatune is the smoothest of them, just as that writing experience. It has almost no drag. So I don't know if over the years, Pentel has improved the technology of the ball or somehow made that fit of the ball in the writing tip better, but it is the smoothest of the bunch, even if I really, you know, I I've always have a soft spot in my heart for the V10, and then that old school eye is always quite nice. You could feel and hear this one is a little bit scratchy. You could just hear it. And some of these are better than others. Like, you know, this one is probably just maybe a little bit old or a little bit worn down or whatever, but it has that little bit of scratchiness to it, where that new Pentel is like silent and super, super smooth. So definitely some progress has been made. Okay, so if you're looking for a really solid 1.0mm rollerball, the Floatune 1.0mm is available now. So it's a fun pickup. Again, kind of a niche pen. Not everyone's looking for these, especially that now that there's so many good gel pens out there, but definitely a fun pickup, and I'm glad I found these. Thanks for watching.